Hello everyone, it's Vacuum of the Month time again. Can you believe it's the 1st of October 2025? Where has this year gone? And it is actually the 1st of October. I haven't pre-recorded this. It's 13:13 on Wednesday, the 1st of October. Can you just make it out there? Oh, it's turned off. And that is Whitby. Apologies for all the fingerprints on my iPad screen and the splatters of paint because I've been decorating this month. But I haven't been using my balance for clearing up the mess I've been making, sanding, paintwork and everything. I have been using one of my Henrys for that job. I wouldn't use this for DIY mess. It's not really designed for that sort of job, but the Henry is. He tackled it with aplomb. But I left my balance downstairs. The balance has been used practically daily. Unlike the previous Vacuum of the Month, the VacMaster D9 tub vac, which I have to be honest, I hardly used, this one got used a lot. Before Vacuum of the Month, I took it away in the caravan and it cleaned my caravan. I went to my mum's for a week. I took it to my mum's house. And basically it's been used every day, not all around the house, but certainly in the living room, and I've whipped around the kitchen. It's been used to pick up the bits because this new carpet, as nice as it is, shows every little bit that drops on it. So I've just grabbed the balance because it is a grab and go machine. It is very light, easy to use. I made sure it was charged up. I didn't leave it plugged in. It's not got a full charge at the moment, but I never ran out of charge. So when I used it, for a few days. And then when the charge level reached around 20%, I plugged it in until it fully charged again. So I do like it. I have found though that I've been using it on the medium setting more than the minimum setting. When I did the initial demo of this, I found I could pick up everything just on minimum. But there's been the odd more stubborn bit of dirt on the carpet that needed a bit of extra power, and for that I did switch to medium. I've rarely switched to the maximum setting. I didn't need it, so it's been on medium most of the time, and it's good. It's a bit creaky, and I do find taking the wand off, I mean it is fairly new, but I mean I've had it long enough. It's a bit difficult, you know. It's a nice secure fitting. You want the wand to stay in place when you're using it, but also you want it to be easy. I mean it probably will ease up in a while, but it's just sometimes a little bit awkward. And occasionally when I've gone to empty it, and I always took the whole unit outside to my outside bin, I would forget that I need to remove this part, because I was squeezing the trigger and thinking, why is it not emptying? Why is it not emptying? And then I thought, oh heck yes, you need to remove this bit first. And that's fairly stiff as well. And then I can squeeze the trigger. So it emptied okay. I mean, some of the more fibrous material did sort of get caught a bit. So I had to sort of give it quite a vigorous shake over the bin to release all the dirt, and there may be one or two times I've had to put my fingers in to remove anything that wouldn't drop out. I haven't touched the filters, so we're going to have a look at the filters in this video. I've done no maintenance whatsoever. The only thing I've done is to keep emptying it. I've just about reached the max fill line now, but most of the time it's been emptied every other day. I've not let it get too full. I do like this machine, and I like it mainly because it's so very light. It's easy to just grab and go, whip round, and it does a good job. I think I have got cordless machines that do a better job performance-wise, but this does what I wanted it to do. It picks up the bits I can see, it cleans the surfaces, it leaves everything looking tidy. But as Sebo suggests themselves, this is not a replacement for a mains powered vacuum. It's best to use in conjunction, and I would use it in conjunction with a mains powered cleaner. But this will get used a lot more, and I think going forward this is probably going to be the cordless I'll use the most, mainly because it is so lightweight and easy to handle. Plus, of course, we've got the permanently on trigger, So I'm not having to keep my finger on the trigger to keep the machine operating. I do like that. And it's good enough for what I need it for. It's not got loads of bells and whistles. It's just got 3 settings. It shows you the time remaining on the battery, and it's fine. You know, is it worth the money Sebo are asking for it? I'm not so sure. It might be if it was a properly Sebo designed product that was made in Germany and it was a bit better quality. I mean, it's not bad, but for what it is, I think it is a little bit overpriced. So as I said, I've done no maintenance whatsoever, so I'm going to take a look at the filter to see how dirty that is, to see how effective the cyclones are in this machine. And I'll explain all the tools that I've used this month as well, because mainly I've used it for carpets and floors, you know, with the main attachment, the floor head. But I have also used some of the cleaning tools, some more than others. So let's just get this bin emptied and then we'll have a look at the filter. So as you can see, now obviously I would normally do this outside, the fibrous material does get stuck. So you have to help it along. I have left this to get a little bit too full, actually. Is that about it? Oh, there's a little bit of something there. It's got most of it out, but I'm going to be taking the bin off to examine the filter, so any other bits that are trapped around the central shroud will be removed. But this is just in, you know, a few days. This is not a month's worth of dirt. And you can see here some quite gritty dirt, other bits and pieces, peanut or two there. I'm not sure what that's off, but it's picked up that quite large piece. So, you know, it does pick up the dirt, not just the surface dirt, I suppose, because there's a lot of finer dust in here, lots of smaller particles, as well as the large fibrous material. Okay, so let's remove the bin by squeezing the trigger fully. Out comes the bin. So I can rinse that if I want to under running water. Obviously it needs to be dry before putting it back. Keep the seals nice and clean. Just give it a bit of a wipe from time to time. You don't have to do it every time, but I would say once a month. Just give it a bit of a clean. And then we've got, of course, the shroud. There's bits of hair that have got stuck. So again, you can just use a soft cloth or a brush, soft brush on that. It just untwists. Do not wet this. This does contain electrical conductors, so don't get that wet. But you could, I suppose, if you're careful with it, give it a bit of a tap, just to dislodge possibly any fine dust that might have caught around the shrouds. We can't really see it, the cyclones, should I say. The shroud is the metal part. So I would give this a bit of a wipe with a surface wipe or a damp cloth with some mild detergent, and I'd leave it to air dry. So let's have a look at the main filter, the washable filter. And that is not bad at all. Look at that. Now I think it's once a month Sebo recommend you clean this. But do you know what? I'm not going to wet clean that. I'm not going to clean it because it doesn't need it. So I will say this for the Sebo Balance. It does seem to be pretty good at filtering out the fine dust rather than it being attracted to the pleated filter, which a lot of cheaper cordless vacuum cleaners, especially if they're not multi-cyclonic, you just suck up a bit of dirt and all the dirt, especially the fine dust, just clings to the filter, reducing the airflow and the performance of the vacuum. That is pretty impressive, and I can assure you I've not looked at that for a month. I looked at it before and it doesn't look much different at all. That is still pretty clean. I haven't been able to get the pleated HEPA filter out of the machine so far, but that doesn't require washing. It can't be washed. It's replaceable approximately once a year. I'll give it another go, but I don't know, there must be a knack to it, but I haven't so far been able to get it out. I have got a spare one, and of course with the Balance you do get a spare washable filter with it, so if I needed to wash this I would have a replacement to go in straight away, so I'm not having to wait to use the machine again. No, I just don't know what the knack is for getting this out. But I shouldn't have to worry about that for around a year anyway. So yeah, I'm going to leave that. There's a little bit of fine dust around here. Again, later on I'll just give all this a bit of a wipe. But that's pretty good. I must say I'm pretty impressed by that. Let's put the shroud back, and then the bin. Slide it on. You've got to really push to click it in place. There we go. And lock that down. Yeah, not bad at all. Now, let's have a look at the main floor head, because that's taken the brunt of use this month. It is supposed to be anti-hair wrap, but as you can see, there's some bits wrapped around. It's not actually hair. I think it's bits of carpet. I've pulled out my bedroom carpet because I've been decorating and I'm getting a new bedroom carpet. So that all got pulled up this month. And there's lots of these strands. That's from the carpet and possibly from the underlace. It's not necessarily hairs, but it is threads. But it's not terrible. But you know, this is after a month of use. It needs, you know, there's a few bits stuck to it. But you know, you can remove it. It's not too difficult. Just turn the end cap, pull this out. And you can spend a couple of minutes just picking off any hairs or fluff or fibres that have stayed stuck to it. But I think as it gets used more, those would have probably eventually found their way into the machine, into the bagless container. Well, that's it, that, you know, not bad. So that didn't take too long to clean thoroughly. There's a little bit of fluff in the end cap there actually that I could do with clearing out. And this is something I would just do, as I said, just do it once a month. That just needs something's lodged in there. I'll just use a blunt screwdriver to pick that out. I can't get my nail under that. And you want to make sure there's no dust built up around the bearing here. And you could also get rid of any dust that's in here. Give it a blow. Or use a soft cloth or something. But this is just a monthly thing, and you should do this with any sort of vacuum cleaner. It doesn't matter what type you've got. A monthly quick service will keep your vacuum cleaner operating more efficiently for longer. As for the dedicated hard floor soft roller, I think I used it once and then didn't bother for the rest of the month because it's a bit of a hassle swapping them over every time you want to clean a hard floor. But then again, this is dual purpose. This will clean carpet and hard floors because it's a combination of stiffer brushes for the carpet and these softer ones for hard floors. So this was used most of the time, and I did clean the hard floors in my home using this. If you have a home that's mainly hard floors, maybe your whole downstairs, it's all hard flooring, then leave this one on most of the time. It will also clean carpets, possibly not quite as well as this nozzle, but because it is a combination of the soft roller and a stiffer brush, I mean this material, this grey material, I think is the same as the stiffer brush on the carpet and floor roller. So it will clean carpets, shorter pile carpets. I used this in my caravan to clean the hard floor and the carpets in that, and it was fine. So it's not something that's designed to be, you know, taken out. Every time you want to clean your kitchen, you have to take out this and put this in. It's not designed for that. So you use this according to the flooring in your home. More hard floors, keep that in most of the time. Mostly carpets, then put this roller in, leave the roller in. This is the roller that will be fitted when you get your machine. And of course, when you've got it out, you can just check it's all clear in there, and if that needs a wipe out, you can do that at this stage. So let's pop that back in. So yes, it wasn't too bad. Did need a little bit of a clean, but nothing major. So let's get that on. Back into the locked position. If I can do it. This has always been a bit fiddly for me. There we go. That's that. onto the other cleaning tools, and I have to say I've used all of them. Probably the one I've used the least is the combi tool. I really don't like this sort of tool for upholstery. It's, I don't know, I've never really liked them. It's not just the Sebo Balance one, it's all of them. The Dyson one, which obviously is very similar to this. There's a lot of copies out there that look similar to the original Dyson combi tool. I think I did use the brush part for doing, you know, my windowsills and things, and a few crumbs off the surfaces in the kitchen. But I don't really like, personally, I don't like using this nozzle on the upholstery. And why would I? Because for the upholstery I did use the mini motorized tool. Again, this brush has got a little bit of hair on it. I don't think they designed this to be anti-hair wrap, but again, it does come out. You can just get a coin or a screwdriver, take that end cap off, pull out the brush, pick any long hairs off, but it's not too bad. And that's been used quite a lot, mainly on my upholstered furniture. I used it on a mattress as well. I used it once or twice on my stair carpet, but I find this one is the better nozzle to use for stairs, because you can connect it direct to the cleaner like so, and that's what I used on my stairs mainly. It's quicker than using the small tool, so it's probably best to leave that for your upholstered furniture, your mattresses, your above floor cleaning, I suppose. Keeps it nice and clean then, but again, if it gets grimy, just give it a wipe. Damp cloth, mild detergent. I use the lighted crevice tool a fair bit. And yes, it might be a bit gimmicky to have a light, some people might say, but it's quite useful in darker areas. It does illuminate. It's not so noticeable now because I've got two big studio lights pointing down at me. But when I'm normally vacuuming and not filming myself, then there's a lot of dark areas in my home, especially, you know, we're coming into winter. Well, it's autumn now and we're getting some darker days. Today isn't very bright outside. And it is quite useful. And, you know, cleaning out your drawers, you know, you want to give a bit of a spring clean. Doesn't matter if it's not spring, you can clean out your drawers and your cupboards all year round. It just helps to see the bits. So it's quite useful. This nozzle, now this doesn't come as, or did it? No, this didn't come as standard with this particular variant. This comes as standard with the top model. But yes, again, I use this for dusting surfaces. It's quite good. And I did attach the hose. A lot of the time I use the hose, which does come as standard with this particular variant, the blue one. And you can, of course, attach this. So this would be the way I'd use this for dusting surfaces, my glass coffee table, my windowsill, my Venetian blinds. It makes it easier to handle than attaching it direct to the cleaner, because you've got all the weight. You don't want to be holding the machine up high to clean stuff when you can hold it lower down, and then you've just got the weight of this nozzle and the stretch hose. So that's that. So that's all the tools. And yes, as I said, they did all get some use. And it is a bit stiff, I do find. Again, some of the tools, the hose especially, it's a bit, you know, there you go. So, you know, there's a few little niggles about this, but on the whole, I do like it. Now, I did point out, and Sebo watched my video, I did point out that my battery was scratched. Is it on both? Oh, it is on both sides now. And I think that happened, if I can take it out. How do I take it out? I've never had to remove it. Forgotten how you do it. Oh, there's the button. There we go. I think it got scratched when I was putting the battery into the cradle. I haven't bothered with the stand. I did buy that. It was optional with this. The charging storage stand. I've just put that away because it takes up too much room. I don't really want it all on show. And it's just easy just to plug the battery in, you know, leave it on the worktop. Or normally I would just leave the battery on the cleaner and plug it in. And then I can see the state of charge on the display. You can charge the battery out of the machine, but there's a little blue light, but there's no sort of charging indicator. You can't see when it's 100% charged if you charge it out of the machine. So I just had it, just put it on the floor near a socket and plugged the charger in. But anyway, it got scratched. There's a bit of a scratch there and a bit more of a scratch there, and I think it did happen when I put it into the cradle. Now this is another cradle. Sebo kindly sent me this because they saw the video and they decided to send me this, and they also kindly sent me a spare battery. So I've decided not to use this battery. I'm going to keep this as a spare, and then however long the battery lasts that came with the machine, when that starts taking a charge, then I've got a spare battery I can use. So that's very nice of them, because they said something like they didn't want me to use a cleaner that wasn't perfect or something along those lines. But you know, it bothered me at first, but I got used to it. You know, it's a vacuum, you're going to get the odd mark and scratch on it, but I do tend to look after my machines, so I try not to get them marked or scratched. So I don't know if it's going to make any difference, because this does seem the same. It just might have been a sort of a sharp part on it that wasn't sort of finished off properly. I don't know. Yeah, that actually does seem to slide in better. So this is the replacement that they sent, and yes, I think the other one, it might have just had a little sharp piece on the inside that wasn't sort of, yeah, that's an improvement. Yeah, so I probably will maybe fit that to my stand, but as I said, I don't know if I'll use the stand. I haven't got the room at the moment to keep it out. If I had a utility room with a convenient socket, it would be handy to keep it on a charging stand, but for me at the moment anyway, I'm going to just charge it, as I said, by plugging in directly. So would I recommend it? I do like it. It's a shame it's made in China. I can tell it's made in China. It's not the same quality as the other Sebo cleaners I've got, which are all made in Germany. They are solid machines. I mean, they're all bagged and they're all mains powered. But I don't hate it. I thought I would hate it, but even after a month, I quite liked it after I started using it in the initial video. But after a month of use, I like it. It's not the deepest cleaner, but it is very light and it's convenient. And if you want a light machine that's easy to grab and go, it's not bad at all. It's on the pricier side. You might get something that will clean very like the Sebo, but a lot cheaper. But if you like the brand and you want something to complement your Sebo mains cleaner, it's worth looking at. But I think the value, yeah, it's just too expensive. I have to say, they start at $299 for the base model, and I think this one normally is about $380, and then there's the top model a bit more than that. So I think, yeah, the value for money is quite poor on this Sebo, but I still like it. If you think you want to buy one, you'll find them on sale. John Lewis might have them. Some John Lewis's will have them on sale. You can buy it from John Lewis online, but you can go to Euronics stores, the independent electrical chain. That doesn't sound right, an independent chain, but anyway, you know, the Euronics stores that you see in towns. They're named different. I went to one recently in Selby, and they had this model on display. So it is possible to try it out and have a look at it if you go to certain retailers. Right, I've spoken enough about that. Let's go and get what I'm going to be using for vacuum of the month for October. And also, with that vacuum of the month, I better clean up the mess I've emptied out of the Sebo Balance. Yes, folks, I'm going for the Henry Quick Corded, the same form factor as the Sebo Balance, with two main differences. Obviously, this one is bagged, and it's also mains powered. You plug it in, it's got a 10-meter mains cable, and it is considerably heavier and larger than Sebo's little Balance A1 Balance. You can see the size difference. So somebody did ask me about the Henry Quick, if it's suitable for a senior person, and I said no, to be honest. Henry Quick is a solid machine. He has got a bit of weight to him. This is a lot lighter, so for somebody with dexterity problems, an older person, this would be a lot easier for them to use than the Henry Quick. Henry Quick, he's a big bulky machine, and he's not going to be as easy to use as the Balance for the month of October. But use him I will. You certainly will get more use than a cylinder vacuum cleaner in this house for vacuum of the month. I'm still doing a lot of decorating. The house is in a mess. Loads of the rooms have got clutter in them. So I thought I'll go for another sort of stick cleaner, but this time I'll go for a bagged machine. I won't have to empty this cleaner at all for the whole month. And I'm going to put a new pod in. We've got a slightly used pod, so it has got some dirt, and it's got the dirt in that I emptied out the Sebo. So I will be fitting, before I start vacuum of the month, I will be fitting this new pod. But what I'm going to enjoy about this, as I said, it's not going to be quite as convenient as grabbing a cordless machine because he does need plugging in, but he does have a very long cable. I can clean all my downstairs and my stairs and some of upstairs with the machine plugged in to the living room. So we'll only have to be unplugged once or twice during a cleaning session. That's if I was to clean the whole house in one go. But yeah, he is roughly the same weight as the cordless version. We don't have the battery, which adds to the weight, but we do have a beefier, more powerful motor, and he is very quiet. He is quieter than the cordless machine. I think so anyway. And I will use him mainly on this setting. This is the default low setting. For stubborn dirt, you can increase it. And we do have a brush roll on-off switch, so for hard floors, I'll be switching the brush roll off. And Henry Quick doesn't have any sort of anti-hair wrap. Slightly wider, if you've seen my original video of this, the head is slightly wider than the cordless version. So he will clean carpets, larger areas of carpets, a little bit quicker than the cordless one. We've still also got the little vent to open up if you're finding it hard to push. Even on the lower power setting, you can open up the vent to make it easier to push. Him easier to push on certain carpets. And we do have an easy to remove brush roll, but as I said, it's not anti-hair wrap, so you will need to clean that from time to time. I'm going to try and not touch this for a whole month. I'm just going to leave it and see what this looks like after a month of regular use. But it's got a few bits on it now, to be honest, but nothing major. So that's what I'll be using. I'm also going to be using, in addition to the two tools, these are the tools you get supplied as standard, the crevice and the combi tool. Again, very similar to the Sebo Balance combi tool, although we do have a little litter picker on the back of this one. But yeah, as I said, I don't really care for that tool on whatever vacuum it's on. I'm not a fan of it. But to make this more versatile, I'm including the Pro Kit, which, where have I put it? Here it is, which consists of a flexible hose, not quite as long, I don't think, as the Sebo Balance one, but also this long flexible crevice tool and this large flat dusting brush, which is very nice soft Brussels thinking of Christmas, Brussels sprouts, bristles, nice long soft bristles and a soft velour inner part, and you've got two suction inlets, so that is good for larger surface areas, you know, dusting. And I've had a lot of dust in my house with all the decorating I've been doing. Lots of sanding dust and other muck from the carpet that I've removed from the, you know, my old carpet. That was starting to deteriorate, even though it's had very little wear. It was fitted when we first moved in, so all the carpets upstairs do need replacing. So yes, I will be adding to the versatility with the hose and the other tools. Whoops, he's fallen over. Like so. That's the wrong way, Rog. There we go. Wait for the click. I think you can also, pretty sure, let's check. I don't know if I've checked this. I think you can add. Yes, you can. No, you can. You could do this, but this is not a powered hose, so, you know, there's no point. But you can use, if I take the wand off and possibly put this extra long crevice tool on. So to reach up high, I can hold the machine lower down and just direct my crevice tool. I've had to evict a couple of spiders from my bedroom before I painted it. I didn't want to do it. I didn't suck them up. I didn't kill them. I carefully removed them. I hope they're okay in their new home. In fact, one of them I put into my kitchen on my money tree. I didn't want to put it outside. It was a bit cold. So that's what I'll be using. Henry Quick Corded. Now, as I predicted when I first unboxed this, I predicted it would get reduced, and Argos did knock £30 off this fairly recently. I believe it's gone back up to 160. It was on offer at 130. I did share that on my social media. I think some of you took advantage of that reduced price. But with the sale season coming up, there's a lot of sales now before Christmas. We've got Black Friday. There'll be other offers. Lots of manufacturers, lots of retailers as well are competing with each other for your money, and I wouldn't be surprised if Argos reduce this again. They'll take another £30. They'll take £30 off, maybe even £40 off. Who knows? But it's a competitive world out there, and the retailers want your money. They don't want it going to anywhere else. Although, of course, at the moment this is exclusive to Argos, so if you want it, that's the only place at the moment. Anyway, you can buy the new corded Henry Quick. Okie dokie. Let's take out, well, just eject it. We'll take out the hardly used pod. There we are. It's pretty empty. I will be saving this and using this again. I'm not just going to throw that away because there's loads of life left in that. But I want to start afresh with a completely empty pod. And then at the end of the month, on the 1st of November, I'll be cutting the bag open and showing you all the dirt I've removed in a month. And as I said, there'll be no emptying of this. I won't need to. Like I got to keep emptying, obviously, the Sebo, quite a small capacity. You have to keep that emptied. Keep below the maximum fill line of any cordless machine, bagless as well, bagless machine. I don't know, I can't get my words out at the moment. But with this, if you want the convenience of not having to keep emptying it, and you want to keep your bagless container or your clear container nice and clean, and you want to keep your filters clean, then bagged, for me, is the way to go. It's up to you. If you prefer bagless, you go for it, folks. I don't care. It's your money. So anyway, I'll put that in. So I've got a nice new fresh bag. Let's see if it'll expand when I switch on. There we go. And so there we go, that's what I'll be using. My Henry Quick Corded with the additional filter that you don't get with the standard cordless version. I mean, that's obviously, I expected that to be clean. I've not used this very often since I got him. He has been used a bit, but not loads. But he's going to be my primary vacuum cleaner for the month of October. Oh, I was going to put in one of these smellies. Now, a lot of people, I think my Henry put up a video of this, and they showed putting the fragranced disc inside the bag, and a lot of people said, no, that's not where it goes on the top. Well, yes, it does go on the top. In the cordless version, you take off the rubber top, and then it slots in at the top, just in between, you know, the air exit part, but not with the bagged corded version. Blimey, Roger, go and do lally tap. So I'm going to put in one of the fragrances. I've got some here. Passion fruit, we've got vanilla, and I've also got rose. I think I'll go for passion fruit. I'm a very passionate person. I wonder if my Henry, if you're watching, perhaps they could introduce a pine scent for Christmas. That would be nice. I do like a nice pine smell when I've got my artificial tree up. And if you stay to the end of the video, I'll show you something I bought for my artificial tree. So I'm going to just put one of these. I'm going to fit it in the bag. I suppose you could put it in the container, but it shows in the instructions, it shows popping it in the bag. So that will last the length of the bag. So when I dispose of the bag, it'll be time for a new smell. So every time you fit a new bag, fit a new fragrance disc. So we'll get that open. There we are. Very nice. Does smell very fruity. And we'll pop that in like so. And close it up. And then you're ready. You're ready, Henry, to keep my home spick and span for the month of October. Okay, folks, to end the video, something to do with Christmas. I know, well, we're in October. The Christmas stuff is in the shops now, isn't it? As well as the Halloween stuff. And I did share, I don't know if I've got this, because it's gonna come in two parcels. I did order a few new Christmas tree decorations. I normally get a few new ones every year. And I'm always looking for a vacuum cleaner decoration. I'm not sure if we've got the vacuum cleaner one in here. We've got some. I hope so. I hope we've got the vacuum cleaner one. I did share it on my social media, on my Instagram and Facebook. I did share this vacuum cleaner shaped bauble. It does look more like a carpet washer, to be honest. If it's not in here, I'll put a picture up of it, because it might not be in this bundle. I bought a few bits. I'm not sure. What's this one? Quite big, actually. I like a retro theme. So my tree, if you've watched me a while, you'll know what my tree looks like. It's quite traditional, red and gold. So, but I do like the odd sort of quirky ornament. I've got some vacuum cleaner ones that I've had a while. I got those from Amazon.com. So they're still available if you're in America. You can import them if you live in the UK. You can buy stuff from Amazon.com. Costs a bit more, of course. That is actually a gaming machine. It's sort of like Donkey Kong, but there's Santa Claus there. So that's one item for my tree. I think we might have the vacuums. I'm hoping. I'm not sure. A bit of an anticlimax. Oh, is that? Oh, I hope that's not broken. I think that's broken, John Lewis. Oh. Right, I'll have to be getting a refund. Yes, that's broken. Thanks, John Lewis, for not packaging it properly. I mean, it was fairly well packaged, but obviously not well enough. That's a shame, isn't it? That's glass. That's a little retro television, which I'll be getting a refund on. It's best if you go to the shop and pick them up rather than risk them getting broken. But I have got John Lewis in Leeds, but I don't go there very often. That's a shame. But anyway, that's a little retro telly. I'm hoping then, we've got two here. I did order two of the vacuums. I'm hoping that we have the vacuum cleaners that look more like a carpet washer. I think we have. Yes, we have. Grand. Ooh, oh, well. Oh, that's pretty poor, isn't it? In fact, I'm glad that's like that, because it actually says, can you see it says vacuum cleaner on it? But that's a sticker, and it's not been it's not. John Lewis, up your game. I know this is made in China, but really? I'm pretty sure. £8. You can see it's clear glass, and there is some sort of pink stuff in to simulate dirt, but it's fallen to the bottom, look. So I don't know how. I might have to, actually it'll be hollow, so I might have to sort of try and suck it up a bit. But yeah, I don't really want that vacuum cleaner sticker, so that does come off. It's quite nice, but if you look at it, it does look more like a either Vax or Bissell carpet washer, especially this top bit, doesn't it? Because this looks like the clean water tank, and this looks like the dirty water tank. I'm going to try, yeah, I can take off, it is hollow, so let's try and suck up the dirt. Hopefully I won't swallow any of it. No, it doesn't want to come. I might be able to tap it out. It might shake out. Ugh. That's not very good, is it? Is it coming? Oh well. But yeah, I think that, oh, is it going to come off, or has it just been, I don't know if it is a sticker. Oh, that's pretty poor. That is pretty poor, John Lewis. Yeah. Right, let's see what I got two. I don't know if that comes off. No, I don't think, it looked like it was just stuck on, but I don't think it comes off. I'll be sending him a picture of that and the broken thing. So I think I'll want a refund on that. I think I should have a refund for that. So whoever packed this didn't bother looking. No quality control. Right, this one's better. Yeah, well, we've still got the problem of all the dirt at the bottom. Rather than, it's on the picture, it shows it sort of more inside the clear bit. But at least, look, it says vacuum cleaner. Can we focus on that? There you go. That's at least where it should be. That's it. There we are. So this one's not so bad, but I think I'm going to ask for a refund for the other one. But it's a quite nice size to hang on your tree. So to go with my other vacuum ornaments. I have been looking for other vacuum ornaments for my tree. But yeah, that's pretty poor quality control. It does look like a stick. I'm going to give it a go. If I can remove that, I'd rather just take that off. I don't really need it saying vacuum cleaner on it. It reminds me of the knockoff Hoover Junior bags that used to say vacuum cleaner on them instead of Hoover or Junior. No, it used to say Hoover, didn't it? But anyway, there you go. If you want to take the risk, you can get these from John Lewis online, or if you're in a John Lewis store, go to their Christmas shop, and I'm sure you'll be able to choose. It's probably best if you can get to a shop. Then you can have a good look and get the best one, because, you know, I certainly wouldn't have picked that one had I been in the shop. I would have made sure I got one that said vacuum cleaner where it should. But anyway, we'll see what we can do about the pretend dirt and try and get it a bit more up the clear part. But anyway, there we are. Little bit of Christmas for you. If you want a vacuum cleaner on your tree, then pop over to John Lewis. I believe Selfridges have a washing machine, an automatic washing machine. I fancy that as well. I've got a few domestic appliances on my Christmas tree now, not just vacuums. It's a bit different, isn't it? So there you go. 2 vacuum cleaner ornaments from John Lewis, and another one that's broken. There you go, folks. That's the end of Vacuum of the Month for this month. I hope you like my choice, and don't forget to tune in same time, same place next month when I'll give you my verdict on the Henry Quick Corded. And I'll be introducing the vacuum I'll be using for the month of November. Many, many thanks to all you legends who have stayed to this part of the video, because most of you don't. You watch a fraction of my videos. It does make me think I should just be producing quick 5-minute videos and they might get watched to the end. But some of you do watch to the end, and I'm very grateful if you do. And if you have watched to the end, please give me a thumbs up. So there you go for me and the Henry Quick Corded, available exclusively at Argos stores at the moment. I'll see you all very soon for another video, and thanks for watching.